Yo, 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 what's up? We got another episode of Nothing Nice. It's your man JB, and I'm here with my brother Mook. Y'all already know what time it is. How you feeling, bro?
So, what's up?
Man,
What's up? What's
listen,
up?
y'all
What's
gonna
up
have
with
to
it, boss?
y'all gonna have to excuse the
Little
voice
bit, little
today,
bit.
man. Allergies have turned me every which way but loose.
Oh,
Nah, that's crazy, but listen, let's just jump right into it since we here. No excuses. So let's talk about it. And we'll start with the West this week. OKC went ahead and handled business against Memphis, 4 up, 4 down. We both called it. Let me see. I had OKC in 5. I thought Memphis would try to make a game of it. They almost did, but Ja got hurt. And let me see. You had them in 6, so we both said they would handle business. How far you think this?
I switched up. I moved it.
No,
I
that's not the
moved
one
it.
you moved.
I moved it to five. I had them in 4, but you said I had them in 6. But that was if Dallas went. But nevertheless, I
This
still
guy
I
here.
still called it.
All right, I'll give you 5 just to make you feel a little better. All right, cool. All right, so let me see. Okay, cool. So how far you see OKC going?
Who they got? They played the one out of Lakers. I mean, not yeah, they can't play the Lakers.
No, no,
They won't play them for sure.
D-
Well, they probably
no,
gonna play the
no.
one out of
Out of Denver and
Houston,
Clippers.
Houston and the Warriors,
Yeah.
Denver and Clippers, right? Ooh, oh, man, it's gonna be a good series, man. I gotta see. As always, man, I gotta see the
No,
first game and how it's
no, no,
played
no.
out, man. Um, right now,
Yeah.
just going off what I've seen all year, man, it's hard to go against the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Right now, bro, they look pretty invincible, man. I mean, even 29-point deficits can't stop this team, man. So, it's a pretty tough team, man. Like I said, I'm interested to see how how either Denver.
Right.
You said they played the
Denver
one out of Denver, right?
Clippers.
The Denver series. It's hard to see, man. Like, well, either way it go, I think if the Clippers somehow magically come back and win this series, I got OKC in a gentleman's sweep. I just don't think they have enough. I don't think either team have enough firepower to
Okay.
compete with OKC. Even when they go to the bench, man, OKC still got dogs, man. This team plays one unit, man. I ain't never seen such a tight knit group of a team. The additions that they added to the team fit just like the perfect pieces to the puzzle. You got Caruso. Then they added the big guy. I can't think of his name right now off the top.
Our
Man, yeah.
Einstein
So
and
man, they
Chat.
added some very clutch pieces that they needed. Yeah, Hollistein. Yeah, yeah. They added those guys, man. I think this man, it's a tough team, man. Of course, you got Williams emerging to be a all-star caliber type player. You got Lou Dort, who's one of the top defenders in the league, man. It's gonna be hard to beat this team, man. It's hard to go against this OKC team, but it's hard to go against Luka too as well, or it's hard to go against a Kawhi-led team. So man, it's gonna be a tough one,
Oh,
man. But right now, I got to lean towards OKC. I
yeah.
can't give you in how many games right now, but I got to go with OKC right now. If I was just going straight off top, giving my honest take. If I was talking with my heart, I would have to go with Denver because I want to see my boy Russ
Yeah.
really get. I really want to see my boy Russ get a ring. And I think this is the best chance he's going to have playing with Jokic. So, but if I'm really having take integrity right now, it's looking like the
Okay.
OKC Thunder.
I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. If I'm so Okay, see, like you said, they're gonna be tough to beat. That's gonna be a tough out for anybody who's trying to knock them out. However, I think that if Denver wins, I think the experience and the matchup problem that Jokic would be, I feel like Denver could beat him. I feel like Denver could beat OKC and knock him out the playoffs. I just think that all of the guys on Denver, for the most part, they're all uh, well tested when it comes to the playoffs. They've all had playoff success one way or the other. They've either won
Yeah.
championships or they've been there. In Russ's case, he's been to a finals as a starting point guard and played really well in that finals, and that's when he was young. So I think Denver could beat them. Now the Clippers, if the Clippers saw uh, OKC, I think that one will go 7. I think that one could go 7. I'm going to reserve it
Mhm.
to my official pick until this series is actually over. But if that one goes
Yeah.
7, I think that that OKC would win, and that would have to be Shea's for real uh, breakout. Welcome to the NBA vibe on his way to the Western Conference Finals, because Kawhi is going to end up trying to check him down the stretch, and that's going to be fun to watch. Also, we'll get to that one in a second, but yeah, OKC they have a lot to prove, man. So tell me this: where do you stand on OKC? If
Right.
OKC doesn't produce this year, are you moving significant pieces of that team to try to get like a Giannis or a KD?
I haven't thought that far, man, because I really think this team is ready, man. Man, I really see this team, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man.
Right.
With Denver and the Clippers, right? With both of these teams, the starters is not what I'm worrying about. It's
Okay.
about when they start to go to the bench. Other than Westbrook, Denver has no one to turn to in that second unit. I mean, you basically going to have to play Jokic the whole entire game, him and Murray. Um, there's really no bench to go to, man. If the starting five for Denver is good, but once you start to go to the bench, they kind of depleted. I feel like they lost a lot of key guys last year. Um, Even with the Clippers, man, like that starting five is pretty good, but like I said, once you start to go to that second unit, once Kawhi comes out the game, that team is very vulnerable. And we know kind of what James Harden is going to do, man. He's kind of just like this series. As this series has continued to wane, the more and more you hear James Harden name as far as him, looking dominant out there. I mean, I think the second best player for the Clippers this series really has been Norman Powell. No, was it Powell for them? So you know maybe the numbers won't say that, but just watching the game, he's been more clutch for them than Harden. So I think it's gonna be hard for. I think it's gonna be hard to beat the. I think it's really just gonna be hard to beat OKC in the West this year, man. They're looking pretty unstoppable. I think Shea is in a level, bro, where he's thinking the game. It's no longer physical for him. He's past the point where it's physical. Now he's thinking the game. And he's learning now when to turn it on, when to get his teammates involved, and when to go Superman. So, man, yeah,
And I think
yeah,
some of
it's gonna
that's
be hard to beat
credited
OKC
to
for
the way
sure.
that he played in the Olympics this past summer. Shea and his playoff experience from last year, but his play in the Olympics, I feel like that added extra how to figure it out type game to his element to the game rather. But okay,
Right.
okay,
Right. And it's kind of the same thing with Anthony Edwards too as well. Before we get to him, I just feel like even with the Olympics for him, playing with those vets, man, he's learning to think. Both of these guys are thinking the game. They learning that, hey, I can pick my spots. Let's get the teammates involved right now. Let's empower our teammates, and then because we can become Superman anytime we want to. So I think
yeah,
they're already at the next level as far as learning how to win those games in
I
the
agree.
playoffs.
All right, and then so since we already kind of touched on the squads a little bit, you had the Clippers versus Denver. You picked Denver in 6. I picked the Clippers in 6, but obviously it would have to be 7 now. Uh, what are you seeing from that matchup? What stands out for you?
I'm just gonna say this right here. come over, man. Just stop with your take integrity, bro. Like, you're already wrong, man. So, you know, you already just come on over here, bro. Like, just come to a win at, bro. Like, you already see the writing on the wall, man. You know you want to say different so bad, but I understand, you know, you try to stay neutral, man. You try to hold on to your pick. What little bit of hope you got, man. But like we know what it is, man, over here, man. You know, if I call it, that's pretty much what it is. You know, I'm kind of like one of the best in the game at this right now, man, with this sports stuff. So, man, you know, you want to just come on over to this side, man. You can come on over to this side. But enough of me on the show. But what was your question again?
Bro, the question was, what have you been seeing from this series? What has stood out to you?
I
That's
was right.
hilarious. Oh, that's what stood out.
I was
You're
right.
right.
I was right. I mean, sit there and watch the game, and I'll be like, dang, Mook, you was right. That's what I've been thinking. Like, what was I
Uh-huh.
right about? I'm glad you asked. You know, I was right when I said Jokic was going to dominate. He was going to be a coach on the floor. Um, I was right when I said James Harden would start out strong and then he would disappear as the series goes on. I was right when I said the tighter the game gets.
Yeah.
What's that? Take integrity. I was right. I was right when I said that the tighter the game gets, the more and more confident Murray becomes. So yeah, I look at this series and I say,
Okay.
oh, Mook was right.
Okay, well, I mean
Yeah.
that's wild. Um, okay. Well, what I have seen from this matchup basically is in two of the three, in two of, no,
Mook
that's
was
never
right.
what I think immediately. At no point in my life have I ever thought, yeah, Mook was right. And then my other thoughts come in. If I start thinking like Mook was right, the next thought is he was wrong some way, somehow in that too, though, because you don't really live in the right place. You're more like L Central or L City or L Squared or just take your pick of the L's, Cool J.
So I get it.
However, this guy.
Okay.
Okay, but however, if I'm just going off of like what I'm seeing in this series, 2 to 3 games, Russ came up really big. That was Denver's first win and Denver's third win. Russ hooped. So Russ is for sure a
Right.
difference maker. Also,
Right.
shout out to that putback dunk that Aaron Gordon had to win the game. That was crazy. That was
Man. I don't
bruh.
think
No,
I've
I haven't
seen that
either.
before.
I've never seen that. That was clean. That was clean. Jokic
Not in
missed
my
that
time.
shot. He said, "I got you.
Not in
Don't
my
worry.
time of
I got
living.
my
I've never
cape on
seen no
today."
putback dunk.
Yams. That was stiff. That was dope.
Crazy.
But that's what I've been seeing mostly. Like Russ has been a big difference maker to kind of push it one way or the other in these games, whether if it's his energy, his scoring, whatever it takes, even his defense at certain points. So salute to him. Now, if I am wrong with my Clippers take and they don't win this, and this is the year that Russ wins the championship, I'm like number one in line of not mad at that. Just off of the strength that Russ is since 2008 has been one of my favorite NBA players, if not my favorite NBA player. I've been rooting for him all along the way. So I mean, he even gave me the birthday shout out, so I can't be mad at my brother for that. So
Maybe.
so and I don't want Russ at the end of his career to be one of the guys where we're like best players to never win a ring. I want him off that list and on the other list of best point guards to get a ring. So just keep that it is what it is. So even if I was wrong about the Clippers, I was right about Russ. So technically a dub is a dub. So turn up.
Hey man. Hey, let's go close the boat at night. Don't let you sleep better
Listen,
at night. Hey, go
we
for it,
cool
man.
as the other side of the pillow. Hey, so
Hey, just know if I say it, take it to the bank.
Uh, you really couldn't. You really couldn't because your
Literally.
text will get you in the pub house. Okay, but tell me this: the Lakers in Minnesota. Minnesota said said, "Hey, hold that M5 stuff and get it out the window." Unless you're talking about them winning in five. Man. Ant Man's the truth. But go ahead. I'll let you start. I'll let you start. Go ahead. Tell me what you saw
Nope.
from the Lakers in Minnesota, and what's Minnesota's ceiling.
Tell you what I really saw, man. I really saw JJ Redick. He coached like a rookie this year. I feel like he panicked. I feel like he was overthinking things. You you cannot go with these games without playing Jackson Hayes. You got to get a young fella a chance. Um, as I watched that game, I'm like, man, play Jackson Hayes. The dude is young, athletic. At least let him get in the way. At least let him get in foul trouble. You know what I'm saying? I noticed that the Williams that trade that was blocked for the Williams kid, man, it really set them back. Yeah, man. It's already bad enough that Luka, man, you know, he's really a stop
Colin,
sign out there, man. Or what was that? What was my guy calling my boy
he's a cone.
a couple years back when he said he's a cone out there. So and then when he hurts his back, man, it's really like you really in trouble. And then you got Brun trying to play the 4 and the 5. You got Harachi. I'm screwing up people's
Touch
names today.
more.
I don't know what it is. I got Bird Brain. Harachi Moore, yeah. They got those LeBron and him trying to play the 4 and the 5, man. Man, you got to play Jackson Hayes a little bit more, man. You got to give the guy a chance, man. To let Rudy Gobert look invincible out there like that, man. The guy could have very well had 30 that game, and we all know how we feel on Nothing Nice about Rudy Gobert. To say Rudy Gobert dominated in a closeout game, it's not a good look in the GOAT conversation when you referring to LeBron James. So that's all I'm going to say about that. And I know you got a little bit more passion about Rudy Gobert. So tell me what's on your mind. What you feeling about that, bro? About that
Bro.
series?
Okay. Bro. Okay, so I'll start with the obvious. LA doesn't have enough. And LA's not gonna have enough next year because they don't have any money. They can't they're not in the Giannis streak where they could go get Giannis, uh, because they're not gonna have the money, will they have the pieces worth anything to try to go get Giannis. So LA's in a
Mm-hmm.
tough spot. It almost begs the question: should Bron keep playing for the Lakers? Or should he opt out? Because I think he has a player option this year.
Mm.
Should he opt out and then go back to Cleveland? And end his career there in Cleveland, where we have Cleveland would have the money and he would actually have a chance to do something. Um, but I mean, that's definitely that should definitely be an option. Hey, you saw what we did to Miami. We'll get to that. We'll get to that sure in a couple segments. But you saw what we did to Miami. So, so yeah. So that's on bronze. Luka, at some point, as great of a scorer and facilitator and all that he is, he has to get in shape because he did look winded in this series, which was the same thing last year. He looked like he just was out of shape down the stretch and he lost his wind. So that can't happen. And hopefully, and we'll see as the playoffs goes on, he looks like he's turning it up another level and he's understanding the game more. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, he's and so that's what Ant. But outside of that, Rudy Gobert having a 2020 game is absolutely insane to me. Rudy Gobert,
Yeah. He was an unstoppable force for sure. Mr. Rudy Gobert. It's Mr. Rudy Gobert to you. From now on, I want you to just address that man as Mr. Rudy Gobert.
the devil is alive. The devil,
Call him closer. Mr.
The devil is a
Closer,
liar.
Rudy Gobert.
He was doing finger rolls and dunking on
That's
people
what
who were
I'm doing.
6'5". He did exactly what he was supposed to do. Uh,
Man, man
Listen,
had 20
if Russell
rebounds out
Westbrook
there,
was on
man.
the Lakers, he wouldn't have had 20 rebounds. I mean,
Yeah, bro.
no, but for real though, salute to Rudy Gobert for having that
Yeah.
type of game. I still think he's a bum. However, he showed up once in his life. Like, you know what?
Hey.
That's what's up, Rudy. Now, if if this is going to be something new for him and he's going to turn the page and he's going to start producing, maybe not 2020, but like a 2010 game, 2013 game. If he becomes that guy going forward, I'll take back everything I ever said about it. I'll just take it back. I saw it happen, but I'll be like, you know what? It doesn't matter anymore. This man's a new creature in the Lord. I don't see him being that. I see him going back to 10, 12, 8, 13.
Yeah, he don't gotta
He
do that
can't be
though.
that.
I can see him continuing to dominate. I can see him continuing to dominate the boards. As far as scoring, I mean, come on now. It was just that let you know JJ Redick, man, you got to play Jackson Hayes. I mean, the point is that if you watch the game, you
The
notice the
cameraman
camera
was messy.
man
The cameraman
they
was
kept
messy for
showing
sure.
Jackson
He was.
Hayes. They kept going every 5 to 10 minutes. You'll see them shooting to Jackson Hayes. Like even the cameraman
The
trying to give you a
cameraman
hint.
said, "Hey,
Man,
hey, him,
you just don't put
him."
the
The cameraman said, "Follow the
hey,
camera."
hey.
Jackson Hayes. What's up? No.
Yeah. Hey, look, they were showing that joker more than Kansas City
That's
showed
hilarious.
Taylor Swift. It was like, are they trying to tell us something? Yeah. What
Lord.
the ridiculous. Come on, JJ, you better than that. You looking like Doc Rivers out there tonight.
No, but all right. So what do you think Memphis?
Hey.
Not Memphis. What do you think Minnesota's ceiling is?
Next
So
round.
Western Conference Finals.
Um, nah, I don't. Bro, I'm really high on this Warriors team, man. I mean, like, I know this ain't the more talented Warriors team. I just feel like this is a scrappy Warriors team. I feel like they're going to get past Houston tomorrow. I feel like it's going to be hard to beat
Yeah.
Golden State in
Mm-hmm.
Golden State tomorrow. Um, it's I see it's being hard of because
And
you know
then
Van
after
Fleet
that
has been
first game,
shooting
they
out of his
went back
mind.
to the gym.
Um, he's been red hot. I mean, the last two games when he's like 10 for 12 for like
Yeah, that's something
7,
crazy.
18 or something like that. He's shooting out of his mind. Crazy good, man. I don't see him keeping it up. Um, Golden State was just missing shots, man. You won't see a game where both him and Jimmy Butler is that unaggressive, if that makes any sense. Yeah, I just see Golden State mugging it up, keeping it close and finishing it in the end. I don't see this game going back. I don't see this series
Okay.
going into 7. And also, I was just while we watching the game, I just see the Knicks go up by 3 with
What?
4.3 seconds left on the clock. Look like they're going to take it. Jalen Brunson hit a 3 to
Big
go up
Body
by 3.
Brunson. That's that boy's tough. That boy's tough. Oh yeah, it looks like that. Like he just ended it. All right.
Yes,
So
sir.
before we get out to the east, wow. Before we get to the east, so then we had Houston and the Warriors. I originally picked Houston in 6. They found a way to win the other day by blowing out the Warriors. What are you taking away from this series?
I thought this game was cheap though. Um, um, I'm gonna keep the same trend today. If the trend of this episode, if anything, it'll be Mook was right.
This man.
What I've seen in this series is, I hate to sound redundant, was that,
Hey,
hey,
really
I was
quick.
right.
To be clear, you did
Um,
pick the Lakers to beat
I
Minnesota.
said, yeah, I mean, Christmas come once a year, so
Yeah.
every dog has his day, you know, you know. It was that one time. You remember that? You remember you ever seen the little giant?
Yeah.
That one time, you know,
Okay.
you know.
I hear you. That sounds real cute. That sounds real cute. So, what you think about this series? What do you think about the actual play on the court,
You know,
Mook? What do you
what
think
they
about the
say.
play on the court?
Yeah. Yeah, I just want to clarify me choosing the Lakers. Even the dead clock is right twice a day. So, that's just how accurate I am with this stuff, people. Just wanted to
I'm
let you
sick.
guys know. But
Please.
back to the question. So what I learned about this Houston series is simply that, of course, I was right, but why was I right? Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you for asking me. Why was I right? Oh, okay. I was right because, like I said Houston has enough, but I said right now that the team is just too young. I said Golden State was gonna out physical them and outsmart them. And you can see every time down the court, even when they was up last game, even when they was up, Dylan Brooks out there trying to fight. Like, man, you got a 13-point lead. Why are you trying to fight? Get the win and go on without your business. You trying to get teed up and kicked out for this game. Like, I don't understand that. Like, they even in your head when you're
Mm.
winning, they even in your head. Let's play more about it. And then I said you're gonna find out who's the star player. Like, when you got two stars, that's just like the two quarterback system. When you got two quarterbacks, you got none. In this case, who's your star guy? Who's the star? We knew this was a problem coming into the series because we kept asking, who's that go-to guy? Is it Sangoon? Is it Green? What we've been seeing in this series, most of the time, other than that 38-point game, Green is really unplayable. Most of the units that plays best for the Houston Rockets, Green is not even on the floor.
Okay.
And then you got Draymond Green, who's really past his prime, locking Sangoon up 1v1 on the game-winning plays. He don't need no help. It's not a good look. It's not a good look.
Okay. Okay. So
I
here's
told
what
you
I'm gonna
so.
say. Okay. So I mean the series isn't over, but I assume the Warriors are gonna win. Ooh, that's an ashy elbow. I'll tell you what. But I assume the Warriors are gonna win. A couple things that I've learned from this series. Um, let me see. So I would start with Green is super athletic, but he's not a hooper. He's an athlete, but he's not a hooper. He's an athlete in the sense of he can jump out the gym. He's fast. Like he can windmill. Anything that you would want, like um, your ideal athlete to do, he can physically do, but he can't translate to hooping on a consistent basis like somebody who's a lot less athletic, like Luca can. Luca, he doesn't have all the athleticism and speed, but rain, snow, sleet, sunshine, hell, whatever, he's gonna give you at least 25, like clockwork. 25 like clockwork.
Right.
But you can't expect that from Jalen Green because he's an athlete. He may do something that'd be like, wow, that's super impressive, but that's almost like, if he can't out athletic your team to a victory, then it really doesn't matter. So that's one. Secondly, um,
Right.
what I learned from watching the Warriors almost come back, the Rockets don't really have any ball handlers at the one or the two or even the three. they started playing trap and full court press defense. That's how they were able to cut the lead from about 30 to
Mm-hmm.
13 or 11. Because they said, okay, we're gonna see if y'all can push the ball up court.
Right.
If Steve Kerr was paying attention to that, I'll put a little bit of that in this next game. I was saying, let me see what y'all do against a 2-1-2 defense, or 2-2-1 defense, whichever one you want to do, just to see, can you guys really not dribble, or was that just you guys were a little blindsided and a little jittery from that? Because once they started pressing, turnover, turnover, turnover. I didn't know Easton couldn't dribble. They talk about how this generation is supposed to be more skilled. Yeah, they practice jumping high. They definitely practice that. They do all the cute dribble drills with the tennis balls with they're all by themselves. But when it's time to actually put it in motion, like have you ever gone to the court and see somebody do like dribble drills and stuff like that, and you're like, okay, it's like they look real nice, but then when it's time to play the game and you start pressing them for real, you're like they get ripped or they bounce the ball off their leg and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
vibe that it was kind of given, and I don't like that. I think the Rockets. Yeah, go ahead.
Let me tell you about that Easton before you finish. Man, he's one of them players, man, that if I was coaching, I would want to just touch him so bad because he's always doing some boneheaded stuff. He do like 5 or 6 boneheaded fouls every single
Right,
game. I'm like, what is he thinking?
right. You ain't lying, man. But, and then also
Every
Sagoon. The more I watch him play, and I watched him during the regular season. I watched him last year too, and this year. The more that I watch him play, though, he reminds me more of Paul Gasol than he reminds me of Jokic. And that's no knock. Paul Gasol was a really good player. He was a he was a perennial All Star. Paul Gasol, yeah, before Kobe. That's who he reminds me of, where he could do a little bit of everything. He could score. Paul was probably a better shooter initially, but he could score, he could rebound, he could pass. Those are all things Powell could do. Uh, However, it would take a a Kobe in order to maximize his potential. So you need someone to be the Kobe for him. Him being the second best player on the team is a dream. Him being the him being the best player on the team, I don't think that's going to get it done. I don't think that's a recipe because he's Powell, which is again isn't a knock. Powell saw All-Star games. He was known as one of the best power forwards of that decade, and it was a decade full of power forwards. You had Chris Webber, Tim Duncan, KG, Rasheed Wallace. You had like a lot of like tough power forwards. Dirk Nowitzki, like a lot of tough power forwards in there. And he was, you would mention his name as well when you mention like tough power forwards, like good power forwards. But he had a ceiling lower than theirs. Um, so the Rockets, they're gonna have to get a real number one guy. I do think that they should definitely try to be in the sweepstakes for Giannis, because with having Sagoon and Giannis, and then you keep like a Man Thompson, maybe go Schroeder's gonna be a free agent at the end of this year. Maybe go pick him up to play the one, because Fred's contract's gonna be way too big to bring him back. So and maybe bring in like one or two vets who can actually get a rotation. Maybe like one more vet who can be in rotation, and give a guy like Reed Shepard more clock. I think the Rockets next year, that could be their big jump, depending on how they play this summer. And that's just what I'm seeing.
Right, right. I completely agree with you, man. I mean, yeah, like even him, man. He's like, I don't know what it is about these European players, man. It's like I believe he could be. I believe he could reach another level, like far as getting in more shape, man. I feel like he could be a leaner, if that makes sense, man. I just feel like
I don't think that's
I
the
feel like he can
answer
get
though.
more leaner
I don't
and
think.
more
Well, okay.
explosive.
I don't think he should get leaner only because he's going to have to play the 4-5, not the 3-4. So if he's playing the 4-5, he's going to be going up against like one day you'll see Anthony Davis. On another day, you may have to go up against Jackson Hayes or Rudy Gobert. So the weight that he's at is really fine. as far as getting like more athletic, I don't know if he can. I feel like that for sure might have a
Mhm.
ceiling on it because like your plyometrics and everything like that associated with your jumping and your first step, you want to work on that. When you're a little younger, uh,
Right.
and focus more on that. So he may jump a little bit
Right.
higher, but it's not going to be significantly higher. If he wants to put some weight on, as long as he doesn't lose his flexibility and his skill set, that's fine too. Because we don't have a lot of super strong centers like we did back in the early 2000s and 90s. So I mean that's something
Right.
definitely to think
Right.
about. Um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. I'm ready for these next series to start, man, especially in the West. But all right, let's hop over to the East real quick. So Cleveland and Miami. I had Cleveland. I had Cleveland in 4. E had them in 4. You had them in 4. The only person who wasn't talking to God during that one was Josh and Sir Pat. Josh had him in 7. Pat had him in 5. Now, Pat, I can excuse because he figured they Miami would just try to have a little self respect and get a win, but Josh was like, "Don't count Miami out.
No.
They can go back and forth. Da 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 da. Heat culture, which is cap, but go. But what's up with Cuzzo?
I think we should have a segment
That's crazy.
called "When They Didn't Listen to Mook."
This guy. Get this special second.
Because I hate to say it, man. Like, why? Why do people not listen to me? I tried to tell this dude before he went on live. Oh, go get on a live broadcast. I tried to tell this guy, I said, man, you're
Yeah,
gonna be on YouTube.
it's gonna be on wax. In the
People
words of
gonna see
E.
this. Like, no reputation out there on this team. I'm from a Miami team. I'm like, the Miami team led by um
Tyler
guy,
Hero.
not Bam Adebayo,
Yeah,
Tyler Hero, right? Come on, Tyler Hero is not. Come on, man. You're really not banking on a
for
team led
sure.
by Tyler Hero. No disrespect to Tyler Hero, right? But when I think about Tyler Hero, I think about Sasha Vujacic.
I know exactly who you're
Like
talking
with the
about.
Lakers.
Sasha
Sasha
Vujacic.
Vujacic.
I think he is Spain
I,
offense.
I think about him. I think about um at the Atlanta with the Atlanta Hawks. I think about my boy that used to shoot the threes that had a real quick stroke. Carver. You know, I put him in that Luke Rick now. I don't put him as the face, the star. He's a he's a he's a slasher. He's a run around, get open. He's a JJ Redick. And I'm not being disrespectful. I'm like, Tyler Hero is not your number one on the call sheet and you're gonna make anywhere. Like that's not me being disrespectful. But at the
It
same
is what
time,
it
this is
is. Keep it
nothing
a buck.
nice. We gotta keep it real. And we gotta keep it a buck, man. And I like Tyler Hero, but on a
100%.
championship team, he's the third best
100,
player.
1,000%. Tyler Hero can't be your first or your second best player and you win a championship. I don't care how hard he works during the summer. The only way that's going to work where he's the second best player on the team, it has to be a world where Giannis is the first best player on your team, and then the third, fourth, and fifth best players on the team are all like fringe all stars. And then everybody on the bench is like second team all
It's
defense.
Well, you already seen a world where he was utilized best when Jimmy Butler was there, and he was probably the second leading scorer because Jimmy Butler sacrificed points to
Right.
be an all
But in the
type of do it
playoffs, Jimmy
everything
took
type
over.
of guy.
In the playoffs, it
So
was
he might have
Jimmy,
sacrificed
Bam,
certain points.
Tyler.
Yeah,
Right. That's
and that's
how
why
they're
they went.
able
That's
to make
why
it
they went
work.
to the finals in some of those years. He was the third best player on the championship team. Tyler Hero can't be the first best player. Kind of what you're saying about Sagoon and Green. Yeah, those guys could be your second best player, but those guys are not number one on the
No,
call
for
sheet.
sure.
Those are not the headliners. I mean, You're not gonna sell out. You're not gonna do a tour, a world tour, with
100%
those
not.
guys as the
Hundred
headliners. I
percent.
mean,
Also, I just wanted to add this. Yo, Jalen Green over the summer, he needs to hit up Tracy McGrady and say, Tracy McGrady, teach me how to score. Tracy McGrady can teach him how to score and score the best way where you're not doing a whole bunch of empty movements. Tracy McGrady was quick. Tracy McGrady was athletic. Um, Tracy McGrady is a person he should be going, and he used to be a Rocket. He should go to Tracy McGrady this summer and say, teach me how to do it. That's just a side note. Back to the East real quick. Cleveland might.
you know, I mean, we were talking off air, and I thought about what you
Yeah.
said. And when you said that, we was talking off air, right? And I was like, Tracy McGrady would be cool, but Tracy McGrady never won nothing. And the player I'm about to say
Who?
never won anything too either. But if I'm anybody, if I'm Jalen Green, I'm going to work out with SGA.
You
I'm
working
saying,
with
hey, bro,
who?
let's link up in the
No,
off season.
absolutely not.
Shea
Absolutely
Gilgeous
not.
Alexander,
No.
SGA.
No. No.
And the reason why, you look at their body
No,
frame and
bro.
their
Nope.
games are kind of similar.
100% not. Return the sender.
He can
Return
be
the
an
sender.
SGA type player, but you don't think
One,
you
no,
don't
he
think he can
cannot.
be an
They
SGA
they
type
don't
player?
they don't play like anything like, honestly. That's one. Two, if I'm SGA, I'm not about to help you get better. And we're both about to, like, we're both super young in the basketball game. We both in the West. Why don't call me
This league
asking
is
me for
weird like
help?
that, though.
I will. First of all, I'm gonna post it online and be like, "Look at this clown." Absolutely not. No, don't call me. Don't get no dap to me.
Most of these
No,
guys trading together anyway.
nope.
Most of these guys
Guess who's not gonna
anyway.
be them? If I'm SGA, don't hit me with that. Like, we're not on the same team. We're number one in the West. Y'all were number two in the West. What I look like being like, oh, I can't wait to play. We made iron sharpers iron. I can't wait to see you during the regular season, bro. Don't get on my face. Don't call me. How'd you get my number? That's what I would be like. Absolutely not. That's crazy. No,
Tell you, man,
no, bump
that's
that.
the way these players.
The only
That's the way these
people,
players are
the only
rocking these
okay,
days.
if you want to hit like a current player to be like, hey, teach me something, it needs to be like an OG for real. Like, you're gonna have to hit like Kevin Durant, see if he can teach you. Brown can teach you how to see the game, but Brown was so dominant that he can't really.
Mm.
You can't copy what you do off of what he did. Let me see who else is like an OG in this game. That's about it. Because Kawhi was just like really strong and knew how to pick his spots. So I can't even say Kawhi. Hit up Tracy McGrady. Do something that makes sense. Hit up T Mac, Tracy Mitchell McGrady. I don't know his middle name, but today it's Mitchell. But yeah, hit that man up. That's who you need to call. Okay, now back to the East. Uh, but yeah, Cleveland's gonna win the championship, so we established that. Boston and Orlando. Boston won that one at 5. That one was pretty easy. Let me see. I said 5. You said 4. E said 6. Josh said 4. Pat said 4. So yeah, we're all on the same page with that one. Yeah, and nothing really stood out for that.
Yeah.
It's pretty much what we expected. Paulo hoops. They don't have enough. Now, what I will say is, with
Yeah.
the idea that Ja's not going to be in Memphis past this summer, I think Orlando should try to go get Ja, because they need a dynamic point guard. Say again.
I don't think it does anything for him. I don't think it does anything. I don't think it does anything for him. He puts Ja right back where he was with
Powell's
Memphis.
better than everybody on Memphis.
Mm, I
I
don't think he's
think
that
that
much
you're
better
being
than Jared Jackson.
ridiculous.
Honestly,
He
that's just my
I think
opinion.
y'all in the
That's
chat,
just
let us
my
know
opinion.
if I'm tripping. I think he's significantly better than Jared Jack. Let me. No, I
I
think
say
he's
he's better, but he's
significantly
not that
better.
much better.
All right, and then we have
Hmm?
we have. Okay, so the East is wrapped. We know who's playing who. So we have New York and Detroit. New York won this one. It should be 3-3. The refs blew that call in
Mhm.
game 5, which would have had Detroit up 3-2. But the refs blew that call, which they admitted to. But it is what it is. New York got it done, so they move on. Let me see, and then Indiana and Milwaukee. we can spend a little time on that one, bro. Milwaukee, Giannis is out of here. I think it's pretty obvious that Giannis is done, and I don't blame him. If I'm Giannis, I'm like, yo, I'm giving y'all buckets, I'm giving y'all rebounds, blocks, and assists. What one more? I already bought y'all a championship. There's really nothing else I could do here. I'm gonna take my talent somewhere else. If I'm Giannis, I'm going to the Warriors or Houston. What you think, bro?
Just being honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think it's just time, man, that I don't know about Giannis leaving, man, but but mm,
They are.
Indiana's just a good team, bro.
They are a good team.
Indiana's just a good team. Like these guys look really good. They look really good. They look really good. Indiana could surprise some people again this year. Like they could
That
be in
won't
the
happen because they
they
have
could
to
be in
play
the Eastern
Cleveland.
Conference final. They are loaded. Last year that Mathurin guy was hurt. Then you got Nimhard, Siakam, Turner.
We're loaded.
Bro, this
You
team
know
is
what?
loaded.
All right, let's get
I'm
to
telling
it.
you,
You
this
know what?
team
Let's
is
get
loaded.
to it.
And
Okay, let's get to it.
they play some
All
they
right,
play
so
a good brand of basketball.
we have Cleveland versus Indiana, and we have Boston versus New York. I have Cleveland in 6. What you got, bro?
Mm-hmm. I really like Cleveland.
Go ahead, give me a number. And what? Cleveland in
I
5. I
got
like your beat
Cleveland in
even
5.
more than mine. All right, Boston and New York. I have Boston.
Yeah.
I have Boston in Boston.
So
Yeah,
you say you
Cleveland
got
versus
Cleveland
Indiana.
versus Hold on, I changed that. I'm tripping. I'm thinking about Boston. Change that.
Right.
So you said Cleveland versus Indiana, right? Change that. I'm tripping. Cleveland versus Indiana. Oh man, that's going 7.
It's not going
I
7.
was tripping. Scratch that. Cleveland versus Indiana is
What's your
going
answer,
7.
bro?
I'll let you know in game
Let
5
me know
who's
right
winning
now. You
series.
know we don't do that. Who you got? In the words of Bernie Mac, who you with?
Take integrity won't let me. Take integrity.
There's
Take
no
integrity won't
integrity
let me do that, bro.
picking who's gonna win that game 5. Tell me right now, who you with? Where's Bernie Mac? Who you with?
It could be subject to change.
Hey,
That's what I'm saying. All right.
if you
You know how
scared,
big
just
I
say you
am on take
scared.
integrity.
If you scared, say you
Look,
scared.
look. Okay, look.
Uh
Let me
huh.
play this out.
Okay.
It's going 7, right?
In Cleveland,
Game
right?
7 gonna be in Cleveland.
Cuyahoga County. What's up?
I'm going Cleveland.
Cleveland and
I'm going
7.
Cleveland in 7. Donovan
Right.
Mitchell goes for 40.
Okay. Boston, New York. Who you got? Boston
I
in
meant to say
5.
Boston in
Wow.
5.
Okay. Okay. That's solid. I got Boston.
New York gonna run out of
I
gas.
think so too. But I got
They're gonna
Boston
run
in
out of
6.
gas.
I think New York. Will get 2. So tell me
You
this.
gotta
So
play your
after
bitch. You
another
gotta play.
year of New York not making it to the Eastern Conference Finals with having a really good team, is this the year that they let Tibbs go? You think so?
Tibbs gone. He already moving.
All right. But we'll see what happens there. Okay.
You shouldn't have had to work that hard. You shouldn't have had
Man,
to work that hard
listen.
against Detroit.
And when I tell you it took tooth and nail for them to get past Detroit. And Detroit was a young team up and coming, but I mean at the end of the day, and honestly it took a It took a little
And
bit of
let you
luck.
said
A call away,
a
and then they
call
had to
away,
come
right?
back from being down in the fourth
Yeah.
quarter against Detroit to win Game 6. So next year Detroit's gonna be scarier. Who knows who they'll pick up during the off season? Detroit's a little bit away too. So all right. So we got
Look, New York loaded, but they don't play
no,
up
yeah,
to
they good for
the
playing down
level
to
they
their
should.
comp for sure. But they're not gonna have the ability to do that against Boston because they do that against Boston. They might get swept. So they gotta put foot to the entire time. You already know. All right, cool. So all right, so we have it locked in. We start looking at the next rounds. Let me see. They're done. They're done. They're done. Okay. Y'all let us know in the comments which matchup y'all looking forward to the most in this next round. Who y'all got? Okay, and then Mook, let's do this. You know we always have to end a little lighthearted. All right, so I need you to pick for me. Who would be the best with this added attribute? Russell Westbrook with Steph Curry shooting, Derrick Rose with LeBron's durability, James Harden with Kawhi's defense, or Kyrie Irving with Westbrook's athleticism?
You said
Right?
Russell Westbrook with Steph Curry shooting.
Derrick Rose
Um,
with bronze
what was the second
durability.
one?
James Harden with Kawhi's
Mm-hmm.
defense, or Kyrie Irving with Westbrook's athleticism. You're on the clock.
Then if you gave Russell Westbrook Curry shooting,
Yeah,
Russell Westbrook can have
100%.
like three
I completely
championships
agree.
right now. In the first stint, with OKC.
I agree. KD would have never left. I'll tell you that. KD would have never left.
Talk about somebody that can shoot the three, go catch his own rebound, put back. He ain't got a
And
motor.
may be the fastest
He
person in
already
the
got a motor.
NBA at any
He
given
already in
time.
great shape.
Like, yeah, that's my answer too,
I'm just telling you, everybody know the scariest thing ever is a
bruh,
Russell Westbrook with a jump shot. That's for the
bruh,
man without a jump shot. With
bruh.
him with a jump, and he's
He
shooting
would
90%
torment the
from free
league.
throw line.
He would torment. They would think that this man is a
Man,
wizard. They would check his birth certificate and DNA. He would be taking steroid tests every day. Bruh,
bro, that's Kobe on steroids.
that would be insane. Okay, so what's your second? So what's your
That's
second?
Kobe.
That
That's
he
Kobe
is.
and Jordan's favorite player.
All right, so after Russ with Curry shooting, where would you go?
And you gotta go Kyrie
I'm
Irving
going James Harden with Kawhi's defense.
with Westbrook athleticism. No, because I've seen a year that that Harden wanted to play defense, and he's
Kawhi's
capable of it.
defense,
He
though.
just don't want to.
Kawhi's defense
Um,
is next level.
I get it. I get it, but what hurts Harden is conditioning, not defense. And
a,
clubbing.
a good time.
He needs somebody else's mentality. What would make James Harden unstoppable is a different mentality. If he had Kobe's work ethic, if you gave James Harden, you gave James Harden Kobe Bryant Mamba mentality. Oh,
So here's what I'm gonna say
oh,
because I'm looking at it and I'm thinking
bro.
about it. So my only thing with Westbrook's athleticism with Kyrie's skill set is, or Kyrie's skill set, Kyrie with, and you just add Russell Westbrook's athleticism. It's gonna be some nasty highlights, 100%. However, James Harden, we were watching
Right.
him give teams 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 points. And then if he could do that and lock up your best player, if he could do that, they wouldn't have lost to the Warriors.
I just think, bro, his mentality is not the defense. I think it's
James
his
Harden's
mentality, bro.
best defense
Like
isn't touching Kawhi.
I think James Harden, he cut out the clubbing. I'm talking about when he was in his prime. If he cut out the clubbing, man, and I'm telling you, bro, he would have been a different type person, man. Like I don't think the defense would have made him that much better. But I'm telling you, the mentality, it's the mentality, bro. If he had that mentality, it'll be hard. He'll be a hard stop. The reason why I said if you give Kyrie Irving Westbrook athleticism, bro, like we all seen when Kyrie Irving decide he want to be the best player on the court on
Right,
any
for
given
sure.
night, it's just unstoppable. I mean, don't nobody put on a show like Kyrie Irving. Nobody puts on a show like Kyrie Irving. So just that
But
alone,
it
man,
feels like
I
the
got to give it up to
only
him.
real difference between Kyrie now and Kyrie with Russ's athleticism is when Kyrie chops you up 27 different ways, it's going to end in a dunk instead of a left hand, right hand through the air switch layup, something like that. I feel like that's going to be the only switch for it. Uh, you know, he'll be faster and he'll be able to switch. I mean, just end with dunks instead. But Kawhi killing on offense. I mean, Harden killing on offense and defense. I acknowledge that if Kawhi doesn't get hurt, he would probably be a top 10 player all time, just off of his trajectory that he was going on.
Yeah. Well, you know what,
Let us know in
y'all?
the chat.
Just let us know in the comments in the chat. Don't be afraid. Cause like I said, I stand on it, man. I say Westbrook, you get that man. If you get that man Steph Curry shooting, bro, like I said,
Oh
it
no,
really don't matter who's second at that point. If you thought D Rose was phenomenal, Westbrook with Curry shooting, my goodness. The league would be so happy when that dude retired.
listen, boys will be trying to team up every
It'll
year.
be
Be like,
trouble.
hey, you got enough room for me? Can I pull up? Bruh. Okay, so then let me
Yes,
see.
sir.
All right, so I have a question. This is for you. I just want to see if you could get this list. Give me the most 50-win eliminations by a player. So I want you to give me the top 6 players that have eliminated the most 50-win playoff teams in the history of the league. Wait, who'd
Player.
you say?
And
Yeah,
you
give
said a
me the
player that
top
has
six
eliminated the
players
most
that
50
have
win team.
eliminated the most 50-win teams.
You
He's
gotta
number
go with
5.
LeBron. Because I know he eliminated
Yeah,
Toronto
Bron's number
several
5 on the
times
list.
in
He's done
Atlanta
it 12 times.
alone. Um,
Kobe's number 1 on the list. He's
Kobe,
done it 25 times. Tim Duncan's number 3
Tim
on the
Duncan.
list. He's done it 18 times.
I only
All
got
right, what's
4%
up?
on my phone, so I gotta be quick. um,
No,
I would go Dirk Nowitzki. Mm,
no. Think top 10 players
Kawhi
all
Leonard.
time. Yes, Magic is number 4.
Magic
Bird is number
and Larry Bird.
6. Bird's did 10 times. Magic's did 14 times. And who's number 2? No. Think the GOAT.
Shaq,
Boom.
Michael
Michael
Jordan.
Jordan's number
Of course,
2.
Michael Jordan.
Stompy's done 25. Jordan's done 20. Yo, it's been another episode of Nothing Nice. We appreciate y'all pulling up with us. Yo, y'all let us know in the chat who y'all got in this second round. Let us know which attributes and players you want us to mix it up and talk about it. Who y'all got? Let us know any comments, any topics that y'all want us to touch on. Some what ifs or whatever like that. Just let us know in the chat. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Follow us on all social media networks. 365 Nothing Nice on IG. We appreciate you pulling up. It's the playoffs. We out.
Yeah. And I want to leave y'all with one thing.
All right, we gotta go.
One thing before we close this out. Just know, Mook was right.
Nice. We out.